Today we're going to be reading the Butter Battle book, written by Dr. Seuss. So since the title says Butter and Battle, what do you think is going to happen in the book? Well, let's find out. On the last day of summer, 10 hours before fall, my grandfather took me out to the wall. For a while he stood silent. Then finally he said, with a very sad shake of his very old head, "As you know, on this side of the wall, we are Yuks. On the far other side of the wall live the Zooks." Then my father said, "It's high time that you know of the terribly horrible thing that the Zooks do. In every Zook house and in every Zook town, every Zook eats his bread with the butter side down. But we Yuks, as you know, when we breakfast or sup, spread our bread," Grandpa said, "with the butter side up. That's the right, honest way." Grandpa gritted his teeth, so you can't trust a Zook who spreads his bread underneath. Every Zook must be watched. He has kinks in his soul. That's why, as a youth, I made watching my goal. Watching Zooks for the Zook watching border patrol. In those days, of course, the wall wasn't so high, and I could look any Zook square in the eye. If he dared to come close, I would give him a twitch with my tuft, prickly snickberry switch. For a while that worked fine. All the Zooks stayed away, and our country was safe. Then one terrible day, a very rude Zook by the name of Vantage snuck up and slingshotted my snickberry switch. With my broken off switch, with my head hung up in shame, all the chief yokery and great sorrow I came. But our leader just smiled and said, "You're not to blame. And those Zooks will be sorry that they started this game. We'll dress you up right in a fancier suit. We'll give you a fancier slingshot to shoot." And he ordered the boys in the back room to figure how to build me some sort of a triple sling jigger. With my triple sling jigger, I sure felt much better. I marched to the wall with great vim and great vigor, right up to Vantage with my hand on the trigger. "I'll have no more nonsense," I said with a frown, "from Zooks who eat bread with the butter side down." Vantage looked quite sickly. He ran off quite quickly. So as you can see, the Zooks and the Yuks are now fighting, and they each have built bigger and better contraptions. "I have failed, sir," I sobbed as I made my report to the chief yokery in the headquarters fort. He just laughed. "You've done nothing all of the sort. Our slingshots have failed. That was old-fashioned stuff. Slingshots, dear boy, are not modern enough. All we need is some new fangled kind of gun. My boys in the back room have already begun to think of a walloping whizzinger one. My bright boys are thinking they're on the right track. They'll think one up quick and we'll send you right back." As you can see, the boys have built a better contraption, and he is going back up to the wall. But he got there, and it looks like the Zooks have a better contraption than him. Once more by Vantage, I was bested and beat. Once again I limped home from the wall in defeat. I dragged and I sagged, and my spirits were low. as low as I thought they ever could go. When I heard a boom bap and a diddly dee dill, and our butter up band marched up over the hill. The chief Yookery had sent them to meet me, along with the right side up song girls to greet me. They sang, "Oh, be faithful, believe in thy butter," and they lifted my spirits right up from the gutter. "My boy," smiled Chief Yookery, "we've just voted and made you a general. You've been promoted. Your pretty new uniform is ready. Get in it. The big war is coming. You're going to begin it, and that's more. And what's more, this time you're certain to win it." My boys in the back room have finally found out how. Just wait till you see what they've puttered up now. And the great new machine, you'll fly over the wall and clobber those buttered down zooks once and for all. So now you can see he is going to the wall with his bigger, better contraption. But when he got there, the Yuks and the Zooks both have the same contraption. So now that you know the Zooks and the Yuks both have the bigger, better, same contraption, what do you think is going to happen now? I flew right back home, and, as you may have guessed, I was downright despondent, disturbed, and depressed. And I saw, just as soon as I stepped back on land, so were all the girls of the Butter Up Band. The chief drum majorette, Ms. Yuki and Sue, said, "That was a pretty sour fight that you flew, and the chief Yookery has been looking for you." I raced to the office. The place was a sight. "Have no fears," said the chief. "Everything is all right. My bright back room boys have been brighter than bright. They've thought up a gadget that's newer than new. It is filled with mysterious moo like a moo, and can blow all the zooks clear to Salamagoo. They've invented the bitsy big boy boomeroo. You just run to the wall like a nice little man. Drop this bomb on the zooks just as far as you can. I've ordered all the yooks to stay safe underground while the bitsy big boy boomeroo is around." So as you can see now, all of the yooks are now going underground to take cover for the big boomeroo. That's when Grandfather found me. He grabbed me, he said, "You should be down the hole, and you're up here instead. But perhaps this is all for the better somehow. You will see me make history right here and right now." Grandpa leaped up that wall with a loppiest leap, and he cleared his hoarse throat with a bopulous beat. He screamed, "Here's the end of this terrible town, full of zooks who eat bread with the butter side down." And at that very instant, we heard a ka-plump of feet on the wall, and old Vanich ka-plumped up. The boys in his back room had made him one too. "I'll blow you," he yelled, "into pork wee beans. I'll butter side down you to small smithereens." "Grandpa," I shouted, "be careful, oh gee. Who's going to drop it, will you, or will he?" "Be patient," said Grandpa. "You'll see. We will see." So as you can see, up here, the yooks and the zooks, they're fighting to see who's going to drop the big bombery. Now that we have read the Butter Battle book written by Dr. Seuss, I think this book would be excellent for grades 3rd grade and up. This book was written during the Cold War. It is for arms race. This book could be an attention getter for the Cold War in a history class or history subject. It could also lead in a discussion over present issues they see in their own societies. I hope you enjoyed it.